I can tell you it's just absolutely phenomenal. I can tell you that it just clicked. You know, I mean, between trying to understand the traffic generation, the webinars, and how to do them, not just do them, but be successful with them and have that conversion that you need. The OTOs, the upsells. It just goes on and on and on. And I tell you, without this training here that I received today, I just don't know where my business would be without it.
One method of Deagan's has helped me make more than $50,000 in a month. Just one. And I'm a student for life. So if Deagan says to jump, you just say how high.
If you weren't here, I would say you missed it. You definitely missed it. So if you didn't attend this one, make sure you attend the next one because you will not regret it. It's definitely a game changer.
So we're going to talk about traffic. So my question, and I'm curious about this, is if someone came up to you and said, I'll build you a 5,000 person list and pay you to do it, to build it for you, who would say yes to that? Who would want that? Yeah? I would too. Okay. No, you guys don't want it. You guys would not want someone to build a 5,000 person list and pay you for it? Yeah. Well, a list of equal quality to the list of the type of list you want to have, okay? It's a general question. Okay. Good question. Okay. Now, I want to start out by let's just have some fun on the internet because we haven't done that in a little bit. This is going to be funny. So I told you guys a couple times about one of my students, a young kid named Matt Lloyd. He lives in, I believe, Perth, Australia. So I was at lunch and I checked my Facebook, and I got this little message from him, and so this is some cool real-time stuff, because it's going to be funny. So he said this month is his best month ever, and so we're looking at his stats. He probably, you know, I didn't ask him, so don't tell him that I'm showing you what he sent me. But so far this month, I mean, that's not bad so far, right? He's about at $27,000 so far. And the reason is, and this is funny, it's because he's running like this live competition that he's calling 100 leads, or building a 10,000 person list in 100 days, so 100 leads a day. And people are paying him $2,000 to do this with him. And it's funny to me because as soon as he put that offer out, what he did is he came to me and he said, Deagan, hey, can I pay you for a consult so you can show me how to get 100 leads per day? That's hilarious, right? But that's opportunity, right? That's a smart kid. So you got to give him kudos for that. So leads, your list, all that sort of stuff is very, very powerful. I got a lot of stuff we're going to go through here. I mean, let's just play with the imagination a little bit. I mean, who here wouldn't mind having a 100,000 person list? I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Could you imagine that? I mean, you wake up, you look there's 100,000 people that are like, can't wait to hear from you. Really, the only difference between me here and where you guys want to go is that, right? I can send out an email and do some egotistical stuff and say, hey, let's do a seminar next week and just see who shows up. But because my reach is so big, it works. You never lose. So having a list is a pretty powerful thing. When you also have a list, it's pretty nice to know that you send out an email and whenever you want, you make $2,000 to $12,000. So it's pretty much a range when I send out an email. Could you imagine doing that? Like tomorrow you wake up, you're like, I want another $3,000 today. Send $3,000. Cool, right? Like I showed you yesterday, we were at like $5,000, right? Cool day, better than average. You normally average $35,000, $4,000 a day, somewhere in there. But just an email a day, something like that. I mean, I'm sorry. How many of you guys, we'll turn that on because I'm going to be showing you guys stuff in a second. How many of you guys could imagine joining an opportunity and within 2 weeks having like 3,000 people recruited? And having that, not just that, but having like 15,000 people total in the organization in pre-launch, just from sending a couple of emails. I mean, that'd be pretty cool, right? Yes, all right. Checks. This is funny because I don't know where Kim is. Kim's right there. I walk out to the mailbox, and my status quo, the way my mind thinks is like, I wonder if there's a check in there. And most of the time there is. So I get mad when I go out to the mailbox. Wasn't I mad this week when I was like, man, there's no checks in the mail? Where are my checks? I believe that everyone in here should at least get a check a day. It's a very nice way to live, right? Yeah. All this stuff, $80,000 a week promos, those are cool things. We just talked about webinars. My record is $77,000 for an hour. All these things come from traffic, which turns into your list. So we're going to talk about traffic here. We're going to have some fun with it. First, I want to go around the internet and show you some more tangible things. And then we'll come back and play. Young Matt Lloyd. So, banner ads. This is a website called That MLM Beat. And as you can see, in true Deagan Smith style, I pretty much dominate everything on this website. I pretty much. Well, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a home business agency, an advertising agency for our industry. And basically what I do is I just go around the internet, test traffic. If it's profitable, I buy it all, and then I resell it at a discount. So this is an example of it, but I haven't resold any of it. I just left all this with all my stuff there. And when you know how to get traffic and turn it into money, which if hopefully you guys get this now, that's what we did all the last 2 days. Most people want to go straight to the traffic, but if we do all this first, now we can go out and get a lot of traffic because we can spend as much money as we want. So it's fun because it's like playing Monopoly. I'm like, all right, I want that one. That one's profitable. Let's buy it all. And isn't that a funner way to play the traffic game? That's how I like to play. So yeah, all these things go to my landing page. All right, Deagan. This one's fun. I like this little guy right here, kitten. Oh, it's cute. You see it? Deagan. The only other ads on this guy's, oh, you got a little Try Pro. Go, Stacy. Deagan. There we go. So this is where you should think, this is where you should want to be when we're talking about traffic. So those are banner ads. Let me point out a couple things about banner ads here. There's a couple ways to go. You can either go like just outlandish. Let me see if I can get a crazy one to come up here, my favorite one. Let's see. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh, it's not coming up. All right, well, whatever. I'll show you one of my, in fact, let me do this for you guys, because you guys, I didn't do this yet. We'll get back to traffic in a second. But one thing I want to really emphasize for you is to have some type of organization in your business. So what I use is I use Dropbox. And I have all these different folders for the important things in my business. So that means if my computer ever goes down, I've still got all my files in Dropbox. So I'm doubly safe. And then I also put all my stuff in Amazon S3, so I'm triple safe. So this is important stuff. In terms of advertising, let me see if I can find some banner ads. These ones are funny. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to scroll through. So you got the kitten there. That's a good one. These are the ones I want to show you guys. Okay, so let's go to 300 by 250. Not that way. Open it in a browser. Stay awake with me. That's why I don't like going to the internet, because bang, Shazam. Want some checks? Hot diggity. This is my favorite banner of all times. I used to run I used to run this banner here on Better Networker. Oh, there it is. Good, it's still there. I had it in a better format, but they like redid the site, so I had to do it in a less cool way. So this is like the scaled down, kind of cheap looking version of the real one. But that gets attention, right? Mm-hmm. So the reason I share with you this particular banner is because when we do advertising, we use image ads. There's two ways to do it. You either go incognito, and let me show you incognito. This is a perfect example of incognito. michaelsavage.com. You guys see anything? Anyone you might know? Pretty incognito, right? Blending directly into the website. Or you want to go the total opposite. Totally bang, you can't miss it style.
Which one was the incognito thing?
Oh, you didn't even see it. It was so incognito.
A bunch of stuff. I just didn't know which one it was. It was so incognito.
Oh, yeah. It's right here. It's right here. Mike Dillard.
And did you test that one that pops up? How did it test?
Did I test which one?
The one of you popping up, the more, not this one.
Oh, yeah. This is my best performing banner ad ever. I mean, when I had the like super cool version, it was even better than this. And Better Networker as a website is always profitable, but it was just like 3-to-1 profitable. I spent $1, I made 3, you know? But yeah, this is my best performing banner. But, I mean, the lesson here in that also is like, I mean, you can see here, I have all sorts of different banners. These are some of the ones that I showed you out there. And the reason is you always want to test different things. Let's see here. These are banners as well. So, yeah, I mean, we can pull that up just so you can see it. But anytime I see something that looks pretty interesting, like David Wood had like this banner, and it was like totally just dirty looking. It's some like drunk guy, like, he was like laying on the ground. Let me see if I can, I'm not gonna look for it. That's gonna take too much time. But it's just some drunk dude laying on the ground. It was like, believe it or not, this guy makes $45 million every 12 seconds or something crazy like that. But that stuff's fun to test, right? That stuff you want to just, I see that and I'm like, I wonder how that performs. Let me get one of those made. So the question is, where do you get those made, right? Like, how do you get banners made? And this all makes sense. I'm just jumping around and showing you in a more fun way than just straight up. When I get banners made, I go to 99 Designs. We can sign me in, and I'll show you what we're looking at here. Come on, man. Oh, I just got to log in. Sorry about that. What? Yeah, what am I? Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, log in. My contest. So anytime I get a graphics project done, I go in here. So maximum leverage banners, right? And then what I do though is when I find someone who creates banners that I like, I'll message them and I'll say, hey, do you want extra work? Send me an email. And then I'll just work with them straight up. And so that way I have someone that can design banners for me. They do it for like half the price they normally would on 99 Designs. And my experience is when I pull a person out of a situation like this, and I could send my banner person an email right now, and probably like by the end of tonight I'd have some new crazy banner. They work really quick. So I know that's always a big question is, well, yeah, you have those banners, but how do you get them created? That's exactly how. You guys get it? Okay. So the other thing I want to show you is there's all sorts of traffic. And so this is a conservative news site called WorldNet Daily. And we're in the home business world. And we wouldn't traditionally think that a website like this would be a website that we should target to get traffic, right? But I used to run my offers on here. It's expensive. Like now this website right here is like between $6,000 and $10,000 per month for a text link. So it's not like just go and test small. You got to kind of clench the fist, tighten the jaw, go in and see what happens, and be ready to lose. But surprisingly enough, I think I paid $6,000 back in the day for a text link here and made about $4,000 back. So it wasn't a pure winner. I didn't know then what I know now, but way more life on this website than I thought there was. And if we go and do a quick little Alexa search, oops. Yeah, so WorldNet Daily is, you know, in the US, the 715th most visited site. So there's a lot of traffic on that site. And all you got to do is email those guys and say, hey, I want a text link, and you will get a lot of traffic. So the point of me saying these things and showing some of these things at the beginning here, and let's see if I missed anything that was important. Oops. Yeah, no, that was a pretty good start, I think. Oh, here we go. This is the other thing, yeah. The point of me saying this stuff is the places where there is the most traffic are the places that people go to the least. Like, no one here is even thinking about approaching a website and asking for a banner. Who here has ever done that? All right, a few people have done that, but not many, right? Most people here are thinking about, let me go to, I don't know, let me build my blog and get some SEO traffic. Let me go to Facebook and get some traffic. Let me create a product and do a JV and get some traffic, or these sort of things. But there's so much traffic available in these other arenas that, and I'll get into my philosophy on this in a bit, it's really where the true opportunity is. There's two places. There's websites, and then there's email. So this is an example of one of my solo ads that I place every single month. It typically brings me about 700 to 1,200 leads every time I do it. Just this little email right here. And that day, I get 700 leads. So if we want to get a lot of traffic, where do we want to win? What do you guys say? There's two places. Where? Uh-oh. Yep. Now, the truth is, this traffic is available, but for most people, it's price prohibitive, right? Because a lot of people don't have $6,000 to $12,000 to pay on a text link ad. There's also lots of little sites you can pay $20, $50 to test an ad out. But the downside there is you'd have to wait a long time sometimes to see real reasonable results. So it can become a full-time job that way. So how do you win? We're going to approach how to win with that question as we proceed here. But first, the most important question that we can ask is, how much can we spend to go out and get the traffic that we want to, that we need to build our list? So let's do a little math. We did the maximum leverage funnel a little while ago. Let's use that as an example. Say we want to get 5,000 leads. And let's be super conservative. We have a 1% conversion rate into sales. So 1% into sales. That would be what, 50? 50, right? So that means we'd make 97 times 50, which is, let's just call that, what, $5,000? Sound right?
Yes.
I can normally do math, just not in front of a room. So you guys got to keep me honest on this. So just with our little offer, if we have a conservative 1% conversion rate, we're going to make about $5,000. Now, if the people stick in there, let's say for 1 month, let's be extremely conservative. So on average, if 50% of those guys stick around for 1 month, we'll make another $5,000, right? Because 25 times 200 is 5,000. Okay? So far we can spend $10,000 to get 5,000 leads. Now let's say out of these 50 leads, 10% buy our OTO. We're going to leave the cross-sells and upsells out of it. Let's keep it just simple with the offer and OTOs. Cool? Say 10% buy the $997 to $1997 OTO. Let's just go to the middle and say the 10 people on average buy the $14.97 version. Or 10. So we just move that over one, right? So we got $15,000. So we got $25,000 so far, all right? Is that right? Sounds pretty good. Let's just stay there. Let's not even go to any more OTOs. The reason that we went through all this is so that you guys can see this, right? So this makes sense. If I have $25,000 to get 5,000 leads, and you don't, I can win. Because all I need is to break even. All I need to break even is, let's go like this, 5,000 divided by 5, 25. $5 per lead. All I got to do to win is get my leads for less than $5 each, right? And we do that by building a good funnel, creating a good offer, and we're not talking about promotions, we're not talking about all the other stuff, but these are all the things that give us the robust ability to bump our profit margin so we can get these front-end customers in. Because we talked about the magic of 10%, right? 10%, it plays out in every single business. In network marketing, 10% of people might do a little something once they join, but 10% of them will do more. So in terms of your customers, 10% of your customers might like buy another thing of equal value, but there's 1% of them who will buy a lot more. So we want to get as many of them as possible. And we're not banking on them now, but we know they're there, and that's what's really going to make our business profitable. Does that make sense? When we start doing the math, when we can see things like this, now we can attack the question of traffic like a true business person. You dig? Okay. So we can spend, in our example, $5 to get a lead and break even. Now, who here has 5,000 people on their list? Okay. A few, but not, yeah, okay, 5,000 people. It's a good start. It's a good start. Most people don't have a list of that size for one of three reasons. Number one, they have that Lord of the Rings mentality, the one ring to rule them all. And there is a way to actually just get leads with one method. And I'll show you that. We're going to do that on the next page. But this stops people because they're like, just give me traffic, teach me the one way, without going through all the stuff we went through. And then they do an ad and they're like, I spent $1,000 and I made $150 back. This sucks. My life is horrible. That's pretty much what people do. But they don't understand this. You got to understand this. Because I don't win any more than anyone else wins on the front end, but I build a business that can win. That's the difference. So the Lord of the Ring. One ring. You don't want to fall victim to that mentality. The other thing that I think is even more dangerous is the traffic Santa mentality. So like I said, most people are not thinking about what I just showed you guys, right? Most people are thinking about like, where's the one place where I can get a ton of traffic and like, I'll just get rich. They're not like, where is the most traffic? How can I win with it? They're like, just give me really profitable traffic from one place and I'll deal with things after that. That's dangerous. I'll tell you why from a personal example. When I built Maximum Leverage, we went from zero to about $128,000 per month in a little bit under 6 months. And we did that by doing some of the things I'm sharing with you guys over here in terms of examples. But I made the folly of having about 50 to 60% of my traffic come from PPC, Google AdWords. I fell victim to the traffic Santa syndrome. Traffic was good. We were profitable. We were growing like crazy. Let's just keep doing that. Well, one day I get an email from Google, and they're like, we hate you. You know, you're a horrible person. You're scum of the earth. Get out of here. Don't ask us any questions. Don't try to call us. There's no way that we can't fix this because you're basically like the plague. Get out of here. And then all of a sudden, my $128,000 per month business goes down to about $40,000 per month. And the reason is because I got like depressed. And I was like, this sucks. I fell victim to that because like, things are great. So that's why it's dangerous. I mean, it's dangerous because you get this false sense of security. Like, you're like, yeah, I'm great. I'm a genius. I'm smart. But there's really not very much stability there. You know? And so this is what people are falling victim to. And my fear for most people is that they're still falling victim to that with websites like Facebook. You know, just teach me how to do Facebook stuff. What can I do on Facebook? Show me more Facebook. Nothing wrong with Facebook. I mean, use Facebook. You know, it's a great website. Nothing wrong with SEO or blogging or anything like that. But ultimately, the problem is control versus access. Right? There's these two questions. You want to ask yourself these two questions for any website you come across. So let's say we have, I think, 4 situations. If we come to a place where we can get traffic and we ask ourselves, well, can we control that traffic? Meaning, can we keep it going? You know, is there anything that can, outside of our control, stop it from coming into us? If we can't say yes, if we say no, all right, then that already invalidates it. Doesn't matter what this is. If we say on the other side, can we access this traffic? Is it easy to access? Some traffic is easier to access than others. But if we get to a no, and no, access means Facebook is easy access example. You just click the button, put some stuff in there, and you know, you're rolling. But the problem is, ultimately, you don't control it because they could just delete your account. So these things, these two places are dangerous. There's opportunity, but I'm always thinking from a long-term perspective. Because I don't like situations where my business drops by, you know, what's that? Build it up real quick and then have one thing change and poof, you've lost $90,000 worth of income on a monthly basis. That sucks, that's not fun. So I learned my lesson. I should have known better. So I always, before I go and get any traffic, make sure that I can answer yes to both of those questions. Can I control it? Well, if I go to a website and I develop a relationship with the publisher, he likes me because I bought all this traffic, I can control it. We're going to have a relationship for a long time. Can I access it? Well, I just got to email the guy, right? It might be a little bit harder because I got to develop a little bit of a relationship and test it and all that. But ultimately, easily accessed once that relationship is built. This is ultimately where we all win. And my ultimate fear is, when I was depressed, I was living in Maui, and I couldn't see this. I couldn't see what I'm telling you right now. All I could see was my business is imploding, and for the first time ever, I don't have the answer to fix this. I've always been like the traffic. I've always been the person that other people look to. Where's the good traffic, Deagan? Like that sort of a guy. This is the first time I didn't have an answer for it. And when I asked them for their advice, my friends that were, I guess other experts, they didn't know what to do. I mean, if you look at what happened in the industry last year, we had a few things happen. I mean, either the experts moved, like I just showed you an example of Mike Dillard. What did he do, right? Made a really smart move. Now he's just, everybody on the planet is promoted that elevation group thing, right? So it was a good move for him. But it was because he saw marketplace conditions, and he's like, I don't want to be the person that actually goes and gets traffic. So some people left. Other people chose to go more internal, like John. John said, well, I'm going to start to do seminars. I'm going to do a seminar business. So he started to do that stuff. We saw a rampant increase in really crappy products from websites like ClickBank and launches all over the place. Because what are people that can sell? What can they do when they don't know where to get traffic? Well, they can still sell, so they just up their ability to sell. They sell more stuff to keep their profit margins up. The repercussion of that is everyone else gets hurt. Everyone else gets into information overload. Everyone else gets extremely skeptical because they're buying a bunch of shit. And if you look introspectively at that, I saw it because I was like, I see why all this has happened. Did you guys get this when this was going down? Did you understand that this, yeah. What it showed me was that none of these people have traffic figured out. They're reactionary. They're, if this ends, let's just clean up, put the money in our pocket, and get out of here. They weren't looking long term. They weren't looking for a solution. So the solution that I found is the methodology that I'm talking to you about here, and we're going to keep talking about. But the ultimate solution is a concept that I brought up first at the Live the Dream event with Brian's people. And that's for us to, remember we talked about the concept of the co-op, to save our own industry, right? To work together sharing the cost of getting the leads, develop all these relationships with all the websites and email publishers out there so that no matter what happens to a website like Facebook, we can all still proceed with our business because we have relationships with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 different websites that deliver quality traffic to our industry. And so that's what the home business industry is, or agency idea is that I'm growing. And so that's why when you see me buying website traffic like that, it's not so much in an effort to just like say, hey, look at me, I'm cool, I bought all the traffic. It's that someone needs to drive the ship so that our industry can survive. Because I look at all you guys and I'm like, just honored and humbled and just happy to see you guys. And unless we make this move and fix this thing, so I'm getting like a little philosophical on you guys, I really don't know what's going to happen to our industry. So, and we got the power of people. Even though I might have a bigger budget than one person, all of us together, we can do a lot more. So that's what the home business agency idea is. So if you don't have a list, you're either one ringing it, you're traffic sanding it, or you don't know where to get it. Well, we've already talked a little bit about where to get it. Oh, one ring. Let's go back here first. There's two ways to go about the one ring. I'll show you this way first, and we'll get to the other one later. This way is, there's one ring for every site you go to. So like the Dillard example, right? He goes to michaelsavage.com and says, let me integrate my ad directly into your website. Let me put a message on your website so that it is totally in line with what those guys are interested in and it doesn't throw up any alarms, right? So we can one ring it, but we got to one ring it individually. So if we peak, if I go, let me pull back and say this. We talked about the idea that we all have these basic desires for things like more, right? We want more freedom, more abundance, better relationships. We want to be more fitter and all that sort of stuff. These are just basic human drives. So it doesn't matter what website we go to, we can use those drivers to pique the curiosity and gain some attraction from the audience that's there. And so Mike did it masterfully, right? If we do that on an individual basis, then what we end up doing is maximizing our traffic yield. Because if I go to, let's say, Walmart.com, and I put a banner ad on Walmart.com that says, why are you buying these cheap bags? I want to show you how to afford the $6,000 Prada bag. Don't you think somebody's going to click on that, right? If I go to like a college website or like an MBA, you know, like a business school website, and I'm like, why you waste your money on that MBA? They won't let you advertise this, but you know what I mean? But why you waste your money on that MBA? I'll show you how to make $100,000 per month this time next year. People probably will click it, and I'll do it for way less than $120,000, you know? People are going to click that. So we use the core drivers, the passion, and then we, you know, I love Chipotle. Who here loves Chipotle? It's the best thing ever, right? And it's awesome because they only really sell one thing, right? They sell a burrito. But you go in there and you love it because you feel like it's all about you. It's custom. I want the black beans and the pinto beans. That's how I do my Chipotle. You know what I mean? Yeah, see, look. You know? That's magic. That's so smart. But essentially, they just sell one thing, and they have different combinations for you. Same thing with Subway. So that's how we want to think about advertising. Well, we're on X site. We know people are passionate about getting more out of life. We're going to use that. But what are they thinking about on that one website? Okay? Let's use that. And then we bring people to our list. And so you'll see me doing this more in the future as I rev up this home business agency. And I'll show you part of it in terms of a list co-op that I'm putting together. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like whatever's on the website, that driver, and it's going to be carried over to the landing page. So if I'm on Walmart.com and I do that Walmart ad, on my landing page it's going to be like, discover the secret ex-Walmart employee used to make $100,000 in, first year out of working at Walmart. You know, now we're in line. Make sense? The only thing with that, though, is, remember, since we're going more general, we're talking about desire to get the lead. We're going to get more leads from each website, which is great. But we have to set an expectation. So I'll show you, I'll do this in just 1 second so you can see it. But when you set that expectation, we can be more general. So imagine coming to my website, and it's customized to the website you're on, and you opt in, and I say, hey, I don't know why you came here. Maybe you were looking to grow your home business, or you were curious about a way to increase your income. Maybe you needed more leads. Maybe you're looking on Facebook and you wanted to know how to use Facebook more effectively. Well, doesn't matter. You just found your way to the most valuable newsletter on the internet. And then I cut to like scenes of us having fun, me making you guys high five and all that sort of stuff. Now what we just did is we set an expectation for what they're going to get. They're going to get a newsletter, and they're going to be really excited about it. So now they're happy about being on that list. You guys get that? Yes? Okay. What's this up here? That was my reminder so I can go show you. So that's what I'll do. Not your average traffic methodology, right? People don't really think about it like this. All right. So this is one of our landing pages for our lead co-op that we're putting together. And the cool thing about it is this is one of the landing pages. We'll use this one specifically for places like CPA networks, cost per acquisition networks. What's cool about it is, remember, co-op style, thanks. Online home business arena. So this isn't the video that we're going to use in the long run, but if you can imagine in this place being that video that we just described. Hey, I don't know why you got here. You probably want to make more money in one way, shape, or form. Well, but you just got super lucky because you found your way to the best newsletter in the entire world, right? You're going to learn more about increasing your income, becoming more abundant online than anywhere else. And don't take my word for it. Listen to what all these other people say. And people are like, oh my gosh, this is the best newsletter ever. Now they're just happy to be on the list. You cut back and I say, oh, by the way, as a special bonus, today's a day of surprises, I'm going to send you 3 additional bonuses to go along with the best newsletter on the earth. If you look below, you'll see what they are. So this is the co-reg, or the co-op, which is done through co-reg, where basically whenever I go out and get a lead, I share that lead with 3 other people. So that's pretty cool, right? That means everyone pays less in the deal. They get the same quality lead and leads from places that you couldn't normally get, like WorldNet Daily. You're building up the expectation for them that what they're going to get in that email is the newsletter itself, and that newsletter is the value. And they're looking for you. So you guys have seen behind the scenes of something pretty cool and something revolutionary. And this is my attempt to, not attempt, but what we will do to save the industry, one part of it at least. But this is different. Was that helpful for me to show you that? Okay. Santa, not a happy situation. I already told you that story. So the other reason why people don't have big lists is because they don't know where it is. Now, we talked about it, but I wanted to just draw a graph for you to give you some perspective on the situation. If we look at websites like Google, Facebook, or that should have been a Y, like YouTube, sure, there's a lot of traffic there, right? But in perspective to things like email and direct websites, it's a very small amount of traffic. And secondarily, it's far more volatile. The control question is always pretty big. I mean, remember we had that Panda update and there were all these people like, oh, article marketing doesn't work anymore. What happened to my website? Because Google changed everything up and everyone that spent all their time doing SEO, it wasn't that fun for them. Well, why play that game when you can just go to the website, develop a relationship, test it. If it's profitable, keep it, negotiate a deal, right? Get the traffic for 40, 50% less than you normally would, and have the person on the other side be happy. That's what we do all day for email and banners. Over time, I mean, I know I'm never going to have to worry about traffic, but this is the way you should think about it. Do you guys understand? Yeah. Okay. Is this is this good for you? Is this fresh? Is this new ways of thinking about this? Good. So the other question that we need to ask, which is important, is where do people buy online specifically? Because for me, I know when I ask myself this question, there's only a few places that I really buy, right? Like, number one, I buy from email. Not any email, but email, being on people's emails list that I respect. Oh, you know, what's Rich Sheffrin talking about today? Let me check it out. And I find myself 30 minutes later, why am I reading this sales letter? I don't need to buy this thing, you know? But that's the trap I fall into. It's a good trap if we understand it because that gives us a strategy. How many of you guys buy stuff from email? I mean, that's how you guys all got here, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, so strategically, we want to get people into our email database as quickly as possible and to the highest degree. Other than email, I mean, I might every now and then buy books on Amazon. So you saw Mark in our book, right? Let's get some books on Amazon so people can go and buy us there too, become customers. And the other thing is every now and then if I can't find it on Amazon, I might go to eBay. But I'll go to websites like Facebook and, you know, see what people are up to. So at least for me, because I'm not that great at all the Facebook stuff that goes on, I use it primarily just to like hang out and be cool. You know, like, hey, what's going on, guys? Let's quote myself and see how many people like it. Let's do egotistical, you know? So just to get people top of mind awareness. Because here's another thing about direct response marketing. How many times do you have to contact a person before they really know that you exist? There we go, 7. 7 touches. So 7 touches doesn't mean 7 emails. It doesn't mean 7 postcards. It just means 7 touches. So if I have a fan on Facebook, right, and I say some cool stuff, like 3 times in the same day, and he likes me a couple times, that was 3 touches right there. He gets the email the next day, and so on and so on. So it's a great way to build the awareness. At least that's how my direct response mind thinks about it. So our strategy is we want to get people on our email list because if I buy by email, probably a lot of other people do too. So I want them on my email list. That's the most important place I can get a person. Agreed? Yeah. So once you get them on the opt-in list, you sell stuff to them. Now, what was I going to say? There's something else. I had a couple of notes here. Oh, well, I'll do this while I want to answer questions, because I know you guys have specific questions about traffic getting and things like that. What I want Kim to do is, where is she? What I have is, I remember I asked you guys at the beginning, if someone paid you to build a 5,000 person list, would you like that? Well, Kim has 20, what do you call them? Order forms, that's what they're called, for the list co-op that we're doing. This is the first time that we've released it. Basically, whenever I get a lead with whatever I'm doing, you get the same lead, right? Kim, actually give me one so I can read it off to them. And then there's only 20, that's why I want to read it first, and then you can go to her and get one. I don't know about you guys, but leads online typically cost me at the least $3, $5 on average. So with the list co-op, the cool thing is we all share the lead. Now there's good stuff. Here's what people would typically say about that. They would say, well, if the same leads on all these different people's list, well, doesn't that confuse them? And the answer is, I showed you guys, right? We set the expectation that these are really valuable newsletters. So it raises the value of that lead in one specific way. How do we make a lead far more responsive? This is a quiz from earlier. What do we do? No, emailing is one thing. Something better we can do. Yeah. Someone said customer. Who said that first? Raise your hand. No one wants to take credit? All right. Give you give you a present. There we go. Yeah. We sell something to a lead, and they instantly become 10 times more profitable. So if we have a lead that's shared between a few people, and that lead has the expectation, this is really, really valuable newsletter stuff, and one person sells that person something, that lead instantly becomes far more valuable for everyone else that has it. So it's very counterintuitive, but you guys get that? So not only are the leads cheaper, but they're also going to end up being more responsive, because 4 people selling themselves in the same industry in a very cool storytelling fashion, as we shared, is better than 1. Okay? So instead of $4, $5 per lead, since we share the cost, the leads are $1.50 each. Now, the offer is simple. I'll build you a 5,000 person list of the exact same leads that I'm getting myself. But I have a few cool bonuses. And this is the, if there's one thing you would get that would help change your business as far as the internet, it would probably be this with these bonuses. First off, the home study course. Basically everything we talked about today that I offered you would be included for free. The home study course, you get those DVDs for free. 1-year membership Maximum Leverage, that would be for free. My email swipe, which I didn't even get a chance to talk about, but it's my 365 best emails, would be included for free for you to use. $1.4 million lease. So what did I just give you? 5,000 person list, products to sell them, emails to sell the products to that list, right? I don't know how you set a person up to win any better than that. Except for this. The last bonus here is what I call the passive partner program. And what that is as I'm out there advertising, instead of sending the traffic just direct to the lead capture pages that I'm using, I'm taking, and I'm only going to take 11 people on this, those 11 people's partner link and sending all the traffic through their link. So what does that mean? If I make money, you make money. We split it 50-50. And we just did the math, right? With just a little bit of my funnel, for every 5,000 leads, there's about $25,000 to split up. 50-50, what's that? About 13,000 bucks. So if I paid you to build you a 5,000 person list, would you say yes? Yes? So if you want that, the first 11 people, let's do it. That's all I got, other than questions and answers. Oh, the price is on there. So 5,000 leads times $1.50, 7,500 bucks. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, so it's one lead going into both our lists?
Exactly.
Okay.
Simultaneously.
How does that, has this happened before? I don't know.
I developed this software myself. I said, how can we make this work? How can we create win-win? So.
But how does it make sense if they're kind of being marketed?
We just answered that, didn't we?
I know, but I.
So the answer is simple. So first off, it's all about setting expectations. When a person opts in.
Like, is that goodwill for the lead to just?
I'm answering you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when a person wins, we're setting up the expectation that these newsletters that they're getting are extremely valuable, first off, right? Secondarily, it's what did I just do all weekend besides teach everyone here how to run a clean, cool business and tell awesome stories. The content that you guys would share would be valuable to those leads. Would you not agree? Right? So that's more beneficial than just spam, spam, spam. We're actually helping them. That's part one. Number two is the best thing that we can do, and why you won the t-shirt, is if a person buys something, they become far more responsive, about 10 times more responsive, 8 to 10 times more responsive. So if you get the same lead that I get, Crystal, and I sell that person something, he also becomes 8 times more responsive to 10 times more responsive on your list. So I just helped you get a better lead by turning him into my customer. Make sense? So it's beneficial.
David, so if we fund your
I write new emails every day. I've written like 4,000 or 5,000 emails over the last few years, so no, there wouldn't be. And plus you have 365 to change and use as you like. I'm just trying to provide you with every single tool I possibly can to make you profitable in business. And I logically think to myself, well, I can continue to win on my own, but what if I gave a person a substantial list from the exact same traffic sources that I use? What if I gave them my products that I know convert because I made over $1 million with them? What if I gave them the exact same emails I used to do that, and then as I'm going out and getting traffic on my own, I'm sending that traffic not directly through me, but through your partner link, one of 11 people, so there's 1 in 11 chance that whenever someone buys something from me, it's you. So if I make money, you make money. I don't know if there's a more fair thing you could do for a person than, I mean, I've thought about this for a long time. I don't know what else I could do. That's the best win-win I've ever heard. Would you guys agree? So that's what it's all about. Yeah. Yep. And so here's the one thing that I will say. In terms of the autoresponder, to make this technology work, we had to find a special autoresponder. So Joel Tyrion, Mark got up here and talked about Joel and his company and their autoresponder. Joel is a friend of mine, and because he's a friend, we were able to build this technology around their autoresponder system. And so that's where the leads would be deposited. I would basically purchase one of these autoresponders for you. You write your little descriptive copy, give me a picture of yourself, and then whenever I'm getting a lead, you're getting a lead. It's going straight into your autoresponder. I would buy that in a second, that's all I'm saying. So 11 people, and the reason it's 11 people is because that's a lot of leads to be delivered, and I want to, in this initial run, do it within a 60-day period for everybody involved.
When are you turning it on?
When am I turning it on? We'd start next week. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting leads right now as we're sitting here, so all I got to do is insert people now that the technology's there and start rocking it. So there's nothing to it but to put you all in there. So that's my win-win for y'all in 2012. I'm excited. I'm happy to have y'all here. This has been a blast, and that's how I want to take it into 2012 with you guys. So are there any traffic questions that I did not answer that you want answered? Just not corresponding to anything that I've given you. Let's get those answered. Yes, sir.
But as you're driving traffic, right?
Yeah.
And what's the best strategy of that? I know there's an option. Is it everything going to a buy thing you offer free, some kind of thing first and then get the buy? Like, what's that strategy around maximizing the effectiveness?
Good question. I should have addressed that. So that's actually my book, so it's got all my highlighters and stuff in there, but now it's yours. So I'll come here and I'll show you one very, very, very important point. If we go to maximum leverage, that's what my capture page looks like, okay? What do you see on that capture page? And so let's match that capture page up with this email. What do you see in that email? The same exact message, right? Same message, same message. What does that say to a person that gets to this website? I'm in the right place. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there. So we're just creating a slide for them to go down to opt in. The only thing we need to get a person to become a lead is curiosity. Who else wants to know how to make your farts smell like brownies? You know? That's all we need is just a little bit of curiosity. And people will opt in for that. So there's no magical, I need to create some 5,000-page report. It's pure curiosity based on their desires. Very good question. And that's also one of those things that you don't, I had to figure that out. That's not like in a book anywhere. You just have to boil it down to like, why are these people really opting in? Because they're curious. That's all I need.
You go straight for the sales, trying to sell them something, sales video right after.
In general, but for this, for the lead co-op, we're going to the thank you page that sets the expectation for the newsletters, and then there's a click to continue button, which we can use to take them wherever we want to take them, sales video, whatever, you know. Good question. We had a question in the back tag, yes?
So if you were to, let's say, start again, would you go after opportunity market or home-based business market?
The same thing. We're just selling opportunity to people that want opportunity. If I go to Walmart's website and I'm selling opportunity, what makes a person a home business person compared to an opportunity person? They just bought into a home business.
Someone who understands network marketing, the home-based business / network marketing.
Okay, so you're talking strategically. I would widen, I would, it's a good question, but it's a hard question. So there's benefits to both sides. If I go wide, I can get more leads more easily. If I go narrow meaning like just network marketers, which is a subset of the opportunity marketplace. So we have opportunity. And then as a little offshoot, we have MLM. And then there's another offshoot that we have online MLM, right? The more granular we go, the more we speak to that individual and address his annoyances and problems specifically, the higher our conversion rate is going to be because we're speaking to a very specific individual. There's less of them, but you position yourself for a more profitable business from the start. You can't scale as much, but you're going to be more profitable. You go wide, and you can scale big, right? And then your job is to teach them through emails and stories the methodologies and the thoughts that will make them successful and bring them around to your way of thinking, whether it's MLM, online MLM, affiliate marketing, or whatever. We just know they have an opportunity mindset, and we want to show them how to turn that opportunity mindset into actual money. Good question. Does it make sense? Was that a good answer for you guys? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Dagan, what would you say are the top 3 solo ad sources, and then why do you think that a lot of people inside of solo ads don't respond well to network marketing?
Because it's like asking a person to get married. You know what I mean? Hey, you want to get married? Not yet. Yeah, we don't know each other that well, you know? So that's it. We want to sell them. We want to go. Maybe we want to seduce them, right? Hey, I got this book that's going to blow your mind. We got Trash Man to the Cash Man. When you read it, it's going to change everything for you. That solo ad guy reads that, and I was like, ooh, opportunity. MLM, that's what I'm looking for. Hey, my name's Myron. I wrote that book. I might be able to help you. So follow that path, and we're going to win. Good answer? Make sense to you?
Yeah, what are the top?
Oh, top 3. So the other thing you guys can do right now, if you are not there, this is the last I'm going to do this, leave this, I'll probably leave it just until the end of this year as free and available. If you go to the home business agency, you guys can get on this list, and on that list, I email the places that I've negotiated deals with. So to answer your question, it varies, it changes over time, but I'm always testing and tracking. Right now, if you ask me, I'd say a newsletter called DEMC, and I bought out all their ads. Surprise, surprise, you know? Archamax, I buy their ads out monthly. Normally their publication is called Free Sites, that's my favorite one. It's a 1.1 million list. They normally sell top sponsors for $1,350. When I go and buy in bulk, they'll give them to me for a little bit more than $1,000. And then I resell them to folks for $1,150. So just to kind of cover the 10% merchant hold fee. So there's that one. And then there's also JV Rocket. JV Rocket's another big list. It's more opportunity mindset. So it's more important that you take a person through the opportunity mindset and then bring them into your business. But these are lists that over spans of years have been profitable for me. Especially, but we're talking about profitable when we do the right things. You know what I mean? Not just like I put some money in the bank or send some money over and wait for the money to come back. I got to work. I got to do my stuff. I got to do different promos and make sure everything's set up. I got to be professional. But those are the top three. Answer your question? Yep, cool.
So
Yes, sir.
on this site here, you can just go there and pay you to just drive traffic to whatever page we.
What's that?
We can pay you also just to drive traffic to whatever page we do. You have a business like that, right?
So,
This home business agency.
yeah, I want to explain, I want to say this correctly to you. The home business agency, let's say I have some JV Rocket ads available. They're normally $2,500. When I buy a bunch of them, I resell them for $2,000. Some people can't get to the $2,000, so I'll do co-ops. And we'll break up one ad into, say, 5 different slots, okay? And each of those 5 slots is like maybe 200, add 10%, so $220. And I'll write that ad for the co-op person. Wait, no, that's 400, excuse me. 440, something like that. I'll write that ad, insert into a URL rotator those 5 people's links, and then from there, that's just traffic going straight to your landing page or whatever page you want to give me.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
here we just pay you. We're one of the co-ops. Like you.
For that, yeah, for that piece of traffic, correct, yes.
Then and you get an email every time. You have a call.
When I set up deals and I got ads available, that's what I do. Like for right now, I think I have 7 JV Rocket ads this month, and I think 3 or 4 spoken for, so there might be, and I just haven't checked my email today, there might be like 2 or 3 of those left.
Right, so, and in the example you showed us how your ad matched your landing page. So then do you tell us what your ad is so that we create our own page to make it look properly, or is this just for maximum level?
Well, that's what we give up. If we're going to do a co-op and I'm sending people to your page, then it's got to be a blind ad. So it's just an ad that's designed to drive maximum traffic. It's going to be agnostic, I like that word for some reason, of your landing page or my landing page, because we've got 6 landing pages we're playing with.
Can you tell us what the ad is so that we can tweak our page to?
I mean, I'll think about it. It's another piece of work for me to do, and it doesn't feel like that's a fun piece of work for me to do. Because those sorts of things are, from my standpoint, if I show everyone what that ad is, then what are they going to do? Steal it and use it themselves. It becomes less effective. I can help you make your own ad for your own landing page, but if I give you the blind ad that gets the most traffic, it becomes non-effective anymore. So I don't like to do that for those. Yes, ma'am.
So if I was doing like my own team co-ops, the best place to go would be to do solo ads?
I like email and websites. Remember I showed you that graph? We win on both control and accessibility and scale with email ads and websites. It's hard, it's real work. You gotta go set up real relationships and do stuff. But in the long term, we build a stable business and we sleep good at night. Yeah. Make sense? All right, guys.
You want me to give you a unsolicited?
Yeah, come up here. Say some cool stuff about me. That's why I put this whole thing together.
You got a mic?
Do we got a mic for him? It blows my mind. If someone would say, hey, man, I'll build you a 5,000-person list, and then whenever you make money, you get half of it. You did all the work, right?
So my name is Lawrence Tam. It took me about a year to get 10,000 leads, and that was through Google. You can't do that no more. So when he's saying, I'll give you 5,000 leads, I'm like, well, you're making me money. You give me all the emails. You do all the selling. Why wouldn't you? So this is kind of one of those things that's like, why isn't there like a rush to just jump over chairs? When he's talking about super ninja stuff, I would call it the $50,000 tip, because the reason I made 50 grand was because his co-op idea. Everyone thought it was genius. I'm like, it's not mine. I just learned it from Deagan. He's like,
I'm the genius.
I'm serious. I'm serious. All I said on Facebook was, because you hit it on the head. Facebook, people don't go to Facebook to buy stuff. They want to go hang out.
Yeah.
So I said, check out 2 videos, nothing to buy, no opt-in. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just watch 2 videos. Let's all come together to build traffic because it's expensive. That's exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I'm just doing it on an industry-wide scale right now.
And so people come to me, I don't know. There's some people I know who might get traffic, just like your buddy who's like, you know, I got the people who want to buy it. I'll come hit Deagan up, but now Deagan's talking about, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, build your list.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I like it. It's cool, because then people are like, yo, you made me money, thank you. But the win for me is the more of us that are involved, like I said, scale. Now I can go out and negotiate stronger deals, more longer-term deals, and that just creates more stability. So that's why it's not like, hey, I'll build you a 200 lead list. That's not really going to do anything for anyone. I need serious people. I've set everything up in line for you to win, but you need to be serious too, because then we can go out and win long-term together. So that's why it is the way that it is, if you guys want to know what's in it for me. Make sense? Yeah.
I mean, even for my co-ops, an example, Kimberly, how much did you spend on 2 co-ops? 200?
Yeah.
Did you ever generate leads before?
No.
How many leads you get?
A lot, and I got 2 sales.
From someone who has nothing, because what you're doing is you're taking someone who's new to the industry, you plug them into a system, but the system is being run by someone who created the system. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
I know, man, I know. I mean, but how do you, it's one of those things you can only experience.
Yeah.
If Mark was here, he'd say something too, because I ran a co-op for the Maximum Leverage people, and he's like, I gave Deagan $300. I didn't promote his thing for a really long time. That $300 made me $2,600. You know, it's like, it is what it is. You just gotta, it is what it is. I'm good at what I do. Hopefully I've displayed that to you guys over this weekend. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I think I'm wondering about the separate autoresponder. Like, I mean, as an Infusion stock user, how do you feel about building this? Or are you putting them in this other autoresponder account, or just for the people joining the co-op?
So, good question. Infusion I only use as a customer database. I really don't have anyone in my Fusion account, which is a shopping cart, guys, that isn't a customer or someone that joined to be a partner, like an affiliate. All of my regular emailing goes out through GetResponse, and then I have a really old Aweber account that I don't put leads into. I haven't put any leads in there for like 3 or 4 years, but I keep it because there's like 80,000 people there that there's so little bit of response there. So I keep my leads in whatever autoresponder that they originally came in because that's where they came from, and then I build in new places. Good question.
But it's like, I mean, once this just builds up, then, I mean, it's like, shouldn't that, I'm not gonna like use it, right, really, or?
Dude, this is your list. Like, so you get to develop your relationship with your list, right? So it's just like me emailing you guys to come here. That's your relationship now. So you're using it forever because that list is your most valuable asset. You guys right here are the most valuable asset in my business, right? Because not only did I 2 weeks ago send an email and said, let's do a seminar, even though the price was not very big, you guys said, we need to do this, and you showed up. So regardless of it's other people, I don't know, who cares? The people that show up here, this is the asset. So in your list, you will have people that like you, as much as all of you guys love me. I'm just kidding. I'll let go of all that stupid. I'm really kidding when I say that stuff, though, guys. I'm just trying to be funny for me. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, sir.
Are you using GVO as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so software-wise, the leads, if you want to know, the leads are duplicate for me. So I have them go into a autoresponder in my what do you call it? GetResponse. They also go in my GVO, and then they go in your GVO. Now, I have a GetResponse dedicated account. So that means I control everything. I can't do this with the regular GetResponse account because they won't let you put duplicate records, the same record, into different accounts. So I can't do it with Aweber. That's why I can't do it with get response. But because Joel is a personal friend, as soon as I brought the idea to him, he said, man, let's make this work. So that's the cool thing when you have good friends in high places. They'll trust you, and they'll make things work for you. Does that make sense? Cool. All right, so that's all I got, man. Did you guys enjoy that session? You learn a lot about traffic?